No one can whistle a symphony, it takes a whole orchestra to play. Hello, friends, and welcome back. You are on the air with 2 Minute Tip Talk. I am your host, Helena Richardson, with CEO and web strategist with HRichnetworks. HRichnetworks is a web design and digital marketing company. We help businesses drive more traffic to their website through SEO techniques. Our techniques include editing the content, reorganizing the structure and organization of your website in addition to coding changes. The bottom line, guys, is that we address the problems that might prevent search engines from fully crawling your website. So, whether it's design, marketing, maintenance, and securing your platform, we help drive the right traffic to your business for more conversions and revenue. In a nutshell, HRichnetworks is the company that helps you get online, grow online, and stay online. This brings me to the introduction of our business spotlight today. So let me bring her in. Her name is Tammie.
Hello.
Hi, Tammie. How are you?
Good. How are you?
Wonderful. So, guys, Tammie is a full time marketing professional at a local engineering firm, and I'm proud to have her on Team H Rich Networks, where she brings her creativity, knowledge, and expertise in the areas of SEO, that's search engine optimization, content marketing, email marketing, social media, and blogging. And you know what? She can do a whole lot more than that. Hi, Tammie. So, listen, I know I gave a short introduction of who you are and what you do, but tell our audience more about you.
Yeah. So I guess to start, I actually have a background in public relations. So I got my degree in PR. I my first few jobs were in PR, and then I kind of fell into marketing. They're two sides of the same coin, so it was kind of a natural transition for me, to be honest. But I have been officially working in marketing probably close to the last 10 years now. I
Wow.
love it.
10 years. You
Yeah,
look like you could be about 15, 16.
I mean, what can I say? But yeah, I've loved it so far. I've told Helena this, and I've told a lot of my clients that I geek out over the analytics. That's like my favorite part of marketing. So I love what I do. I do it full time, and I also freelance and do some marketing work that way. And as you heard Helena say earlier, I am part of her wonderful HRichnetworks team. So yeah, it's been a pleasure, and I'm super excited to be here today.
Yes. So, guys, listen, if we are welcoming any comments or any questions that you would like to ask Tammie as she shares. So, without further delay, come on, Tammie, and share what you have to share with us today.
Yeah, for sure. So I actually brought two tips with me today. So my number one tip for especially small business owners or anyone who's really trying to get their brand out there is to master the art of storytelling. And so storytelling is one of those things. It's this huge phenomenon that kind of popped up in marketing maybe like a good 5 to 7 years ago. And it's one of those things that everyone thinks that they're already kind of doing, and 8 out of 10 times you're not. And so, what storytelling actually means in the marketing world is using a narrative to communicate a message. That's basically all that it's about. And so when it comes to storytelling, you really have to think about who is your audience and what problems are you trying to solve for them. So one kind of real world example of this is when you think about a wine glass, and I love using this example because when you think about a wine glass, I mean, think about wine in general. If you drink wine, you can drink it out of any cup. You can drink it out of any glass. It doesn't matter what you drink it out of. It's wine. You just drink it like any normal beverage. But people like to buy wine glasses. You like to drink your wine out of a wine glass. And that is not coincidental. That is actually from the origin of marketing. You know, somewhere someone told us that a wine glass feels nicer, feels more sophisticated, feels cooler. And that is why we have wine glasses. And now there's a whole market for wine glasses. So I love to give that example because it just, when I first read that, it just kind of blew my mind. Like, yeah, why is it like bad to drink wine out of a regular cup, you know? So I love to give that example because that's a clear example of storytelling and making people feel something. And because of that, it drives action, right? So another example is a bit more personal to me. I used to work at a blood center, and we were always trying to get people to come in and donate blood. And of course, donating blood isn't the most comfortable thing to do. And after a lot of like market research and focus groups and things like that, we learned that people don't want to hear about the technicalities of donating blood, right? They want to hear about how their blood is saving lives. And so in that case, our whole brand was surrounded about saving lives. So that is the storytelling that we used in order to get more donors in the door. So we didn't talk about come donate blood, you get pricked by a needle and it lasts for an hour and then you're done. We talked about little Jimmy in the hospital who needed blood to save his life after he was diagnosed with a rare form of bone cancer. So things like that that really pull on the heartstrings, that kind of get you to open up to kind of the bigger picture. And you know, a lot of people ask like, why storytelling? And I always say, well, storytelling is it's emotional in nature. It's relatable. You know, emotions help drive action, and that's always been the case since the beginning of human time, which is why we drink out of wine glasses. So that was kind of my first tip, and I really do implore, especially a lot of small businesses, that is what's going to help you stand out. Because like I said, a lot of people think they're doing it and they're really not. So tip number one. Moving into my tip number two. So my second tip is to really invest in search engine optimization, or SEO. So you heard Helena talk a little bit about that in her intro, and I cannot drive home how important SEO is. What a lot of businesses do is they throw up a website, and then instead of investing more into that website and investing into SEO, now they have all these other marketing channels that are doing the heavy lifting. So social media, email marketing, things like that, where it's really supposed to be flipped. It's not supposed to be that way. Your website and your SEO strategy should be doing all of the heavy lifting. Social media, email, postcards, all of that different stuff, those are just complements to your strategy. And so all that to say, there's a few different parts of SEO that you should be aware of. So number one, there is called on-page SEO, which is exactly what it sounds like. It's the optimization of keywords on your website pages. Off-page SEO, again, exactly what it sounds like. It's other websites or other pages that are linking back to your website. That is just as important of a factor to your SEO as on-page SEO. The last kind of major section of SEO is called technical SEO. And this is something, the way I describe it is, it's all of the things that you can't see with your naked eye. That's how I describe it. So basically, these are like meta descriptions and alt tags and things that are kind of happening in the background of your website. There is kind of another derivative of off-page SEO called local SEO. Again, exactly what it sounds like. It's search engine optimization based on your locality. So based on exactly where you're located. How can we optimize your website presence to get you in front of, you know, all of the customers in Houston if you live in Houston? So that's kind of like a brief overview of what all goes into SEO. It is a full package. It's, back in the day, there was a time where you could just throw up a website and be done. And everyone knew you had a website. It was there. People could visit, and that was it. But it's no longer like that. There's a full algorithm in place, and there are a lot of factors that Google consider when it comes to pushing and promoting your site and getting ranked on the first page and all of that. So SEO is definitely very, very important. It arguably is the most important. It's definitely the place that I would start if I were you. And ideally, it's best to work with a professional, like, someone like HRichnetworks, who can really kind of dive into those details and really walk you through the entire process. If you aren't able, though, there are plenty of resources out there to kind of at least help you get started. But like I said, it's key to building your business. So that's it. Those are my two quick tips. So I'm so interested if anyone has like any questions or any specific examples they want me to share. Drop them in the comments.
And guess what, guys? Even after we go offline, you can still add your comments because Tammie will have access to, listen, she has access to everything on
Yeah.
my side of the spectrum. But even so, she can still, being a guest, she can still see the comments. So she can still connect with you. If you have any questions, please connect with her. She, either through HRichnetworks or through her personally. We would love to help you guys. And listen, as she said, there's a whole spectrum of things that have to be checked off, as you would say, because there's a list of things, and it's not something that happens overnight. What we ask is that you give us at least 6 months to strategize, and there are certain modalities that we have in place to help you to grow your business. And I'm telling you, Tammie has worked wonders for my business. And one thing that I say, stay in your lane. I stay in my lane. Okay. I am a programmer, I'm a developer. So I develop, I make sure that your website stays secure. That's why I brought Tammie on, because she's better at doing the things that I can do, but she can do it better. you know. So, guys, listen, if you have any questions, any comments on what you heard today, please connect with us. If you need some SEO strategies, we would love to help you with those things, as she mentioned about the different local areas to be able to get you found online. Those are some great starting points for your business. As far as for my business, I'm global. So Tammie is able to help my business global, but for your businesses that are, say, especially if you're a brick and mortar, you can't be global, right? You need to work in your local area. So those are some areas that she can definitely help you on. And you know what, we went over a little bit, but I think this is important for us. And she has been on here before, and a lot of folks have been asking for her to come back. So we bring value. We're not just asking for business. We like to bring value to our audience. So we want to be able to share with you things that can help you along the way, especially if you decide, oh, I'm going to do it myself. You can do it, but we know in return, you will come back to help to get a professional to help you. So thank you so much, Tammie, for sharing those tips. I love the wine glass because not only is it like you said clear, we can see through it, and that's another thing that people like about wine is that they can see through the clear, beautiful wine glass, and that and the blood donor. Those are some great tips to be able to bring home because that's what we want to do. We want to bring it home. We want to bring it so that you would understand. So we're not just putting stuff up and not clearly explaining it to you. We give you specifics and facts. So once again, thank you so much, Tammie. If you want, you can add your how can they contact you? I know they can contact us through HRichnetworks, but do you have any other information that you'd like to give that they can contact you?
Yeah, I'd love to connect with you on LinkedIn. If you guys are watching, you can find me at my name, Tammie Riley. If it's a person in marketing, that's me. You'll see my face. Yes, please connect me on LinkedIn. I love connecting with other professionals in the area. You can also find me on Twitter. I love Twitter at Youngfully E. That's YOUNGFULLYE. So Youngfully E.
And that information is also in the post, guys. So you can find her website, her log on information, everything is there. So I'm going to close this out, Tammie, if you would hold on a second. But thanks again so much for being on the team and also for bringing so much value and experience, professionalism, energy to HRichnetworks. I love it. I love it. I love it. So, guys, just hold tight and let me close out my audience, okay?
Mhm.
Okay. All right, guys, you know what time it is. It's time for me to get up out of here. But remember, we meet here every Tuesday live at 6 p.m. Same tech time, same tech channel. If you need any information, contact us at www.HRichnetworks.com. You can easily book an appointment. So, guys, you know what? I'm off for now, so I'll see you soon. Take care.